I welcome you, all of you, to the Messiah Revelation Ministry, End Time Prophetic Ministry, preparing the world for the arrival of the Messiah. The final trumpet of heaven has sounded. And today we are looking at the world, and our advice is that we need to look at the unseen forces, the forces that we see even when we have elections and people have been elected, and still there are unseen forces. There are forces behind the scenes, and this is what I call unseen forces. And so don't let anybody deceive you. The Messiah warned in Matthew 24 verse 4, let no man or woman deceive you. The world that we live in is controlled by unseen forces, and if you don't understand that, then you will be deceived. And the men in Ephesus did not understand that. They were reading a lot of books, and they were looking at things that they could see with their physical eyes. And Paul, the apostle who was commanded by the Messiah to open the eyes of the Gentiles, wrote to the people in Ephesus. So we will look at what Paul wrote to the men and women in Ephesus as we read from Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And Paul is deep. He was a veteran of spiritual warfare. He was specially anointed to open the eyes of the people, because the other day the prophet of the Old Testament, Hosea, in Hosea 4 verse 6, is saying that without knowledge my people perish. And so we look at the world, and then we are not able to decipher what is going on. And Paul is telling us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, rulers of darkness, and wicked spirits that we don't see with our eyes. And that's how you have to look at the world. All that glitters is not gold. So today we are focusing on the sinister forces, the unseen forces ruling Babylon. And we are doing that by research. And this is not based upon anything that the Lord showed me. It's based upon research, because the tools of research are available. We have two types of research. The one that you do, as scholars do, as people who want information do. And there's another type of research, and that research is divine research, because the other day the prophet Daniel was telling King Nebuchadnezzar that there is a God in heaven, and he reveals secrets to his servants. And that's why Amos 3:7 says that the Lord will do nothing except that he will reveal his secrets to his servants, the prophet. And so Paul was revealing the secret to the men and women in Ephesus about the sinister forces that control the world. And so it is no different. When we look at the sinister forces that control the world as is controlled by Babylon, United States. The world that is being engineered and reset to have effect on everybody in the world. We have to look at the sinister forces behind that, and it's based upon research. Arthur Schlesinger, he wrote a book, The Coming of the New Deal. And The Coming of the New Deal, a book written by Arthur Schlesinger. And when we're talking about the New Deal, you know it is associated with American President Franklin Roosevelt. And in that book, The Coming of the New Deal, Arthur Schlesinger talks about two principal characters, Ben Wallace, the Vice President of the United States, and Franklin Roosevelt, the President of the United States. And the revelation is that that was a time when both the President of the United States and his Vice President were members of the M organization, the Mason, the FM organization, the Masons that are free. Franklin Roosevelt and his vice president were members of the FM. And the vice president convinced the president to put the American seal, the Great Seal, on the dollar bill. And that they did in 1935. And so if you have a dollar, wherever you are, you see symbols on the dollar, you see an eagle, you see unfinished pyramid, symbolizing the unfinished work that the rulers of darkness have to do as Lucifer's kingdom is coming to an end, as the kingdom of the Messiah is coming as prophesied in Daniel 2:44. And so when you see a strange diagram on the dollar bill of America, and when you see the words Novus Order Seclorum, meaning New World Order, you have to understand that there are unseen forces that control Babylon, America, and by remote control, they also control the world. And so that is how come the seal of America was imprinted on the American dollar bill during the time of President Roosevelt, who was an FM, a Mason who is free, and his vice president was also an FM, a Mason that is free. And you go further, and you go very deep, and then you go into the founding fathers of America, and the Masons. They were involved in the founding of America. And when you talk about the founding of America, I don't know whether you are talking about Columbus or you are talking about George Washington, but the founding of America, the members were involved in the Mason. And we go and then we look at certain things, and we, by research, 13 of the 39 original signatories, the men who were the founding fathers, 13 of them were members of the FM, the members of the FM. So if you can do the calculations, 13 out of 39, you know that the number is huge. 13 out of 39. And when you say 39, it's 3 times the Masonic number. 3 times the Masonic number. That is 13. 13 is a Masonic number. And when you look at 39, people putting their hand on a document founding America, then you know that there's an occult condition in it. There's an element of occult activity there. You have to understand the occult history of America, and I will refer you to 3-volume books written by an American by name Peter Lavender. Lavender is spelled Lavenda, and the title is Sinister Forces, the Grimoire of American Political Witchcraft. And so there are 3-volume books written by Peter Lavender. You need to have discernment, and discernment comes from God. Discernment also comes from the people that you interact with. You need to upgrade your knowledge so that nobody can deceive you, particularly those who are in power, those who have money, those who are celebrities, those who can talk, they have the money to talk. Don't let anybody deceive you. The Army of America fighting for independence from Great Britain. An Army of America, 33 generals, and of course, a lot of the generals were members of the FM, the Mason that is free, and you know what we are talking about. That's how come George Washington became the first president of America. He was the first president, and if you do research, you know that when he was being inaugurated, on the day of inaugurating, he came on the stage wearing his FM, the Mason that is free, wearing the FM regalia, the attire, being the first president of the United States, and he was a member of the FM, and so were a lot of the generals who were in the army fighting for independence from Great Britain. And it goes on and on. Of course, when you're talking about the FM, we are talking about secrets that are hidden, that is concealed to, it's concealed from many people. It is known only to a few. And so you could be a member of the FM, but the secrets are hidden from you. And that is a strategy to keep the secret to few people. Few people know the secret. The secret is not known to people who are members of it. You will be deceived and you join it, and later you find out that the things that you were taught is different from what actually comes in. And if you are lucky, you will get to know the secrets. As we are talking about the hidden forces, unseen forces, I recommend that you do your own research so that nobody will deceive you. So they believe in man, the ability of man to control his or her own destiny. It is not God who created the universe. That's what they are saying. And it is not God that they worship. They worship an unseen force, the architect of the universe. The architect of the universe. Who created the universe? It is God Elohim. He created the universe, and it is recorded in the book of Genesis. And the Lord told Job, when I was creating the foundations of the earth, where were you? Where were you? Where were you, the generals of the FM? Where were you when the Lord was creating the universe? But they believe, the FM people believe in the architect of the universe, somebody who is an architect. And I'll give you an analogy. If you're an architect and somebody can draw a plan and give it to you, if you're an architect, the owner of the house will give you the materials so you build a house. And when you're talking about the architect of the universe, as the FM people are saying, it is not the architect of the universe who created the universe. The universe was created by the Creator, and Almighty God, the Ancient of Days, is His name. But the FM people, they believe not in God, God, they believe in the architect of the universe. And of course, it is a code word for the El man, the man who is El, Lucifer. Lucifer, also known as Satan or Satan, or whatever you call him, the man who is a liar. He was a liar from the beginning. And so when the people of FM are talking about the architect of the universe, the one that they worship, indirectly they are telling you that they worship the El man, the Lucifer man, and organizations in the world are working for him and by him. United Nations and so many other organizations, Luciferian organizations, are working for the architect of the universe. And so if you are recruited into the FM, there are certain things that you need to satisfy. And one of them is that you have to believe in a God, a small g, any God. And so what does it tell you? The members of the FM do not believe in the God of the universe. They don't believe in the Ancient of Days. They believe in a God, small g. And so it could be Allah, it could be Buddha, it could be Rasta, it could be any other person, Baal, it could be Baphomet, it could be the god of the sea, it could be Poseidon, it could be Ishtar, it could be Isis, it could be Ashtar, it could be Molech. As long as you believe in a small God, that is fine with the members of the FM. They believe in a temple. And what temple is that? The temple of Lucifer. And so a member of the FM, he goes to a temple. And of course, and a member of the FM could be a pastor that you know. And for the sake of clarification, there are so many famous pastors, and a lot of them are inside America, they are outside America, they are members of the FM. They preach from the pulpit, but it's the pulpit of Lucifer. It's the pulpit of Lucifer. And they believe that when they preach in the temple of Lucifer, then they will have immortal life, life that is eternal. And so they are being deceived. Don't let any person who is deceived deceive you. The members of the FM, the mason that is free, or the free that is a mason, they believe in worshiping in a temple, and they believe that when they worship in the temple, they will have immortal life. But for you and I, when you believe in the Messiah, and when you believe in him and he comes as he's coming, the life that you have will be changed within a twinkle of an eye, and you will have immortal life, because the Messiah was the only one who died and resurrected and sitting on the right hand side of the one who created the universe. So they believe in life after death, the members of the FM or the FM people, the Masons that are free, the free that are Masons. They believe in life after death. And they, of course, will have a place to hide. Of course, they are not going to heaven. Of course, they don't believe in Jesus. They mention his name in secret. They don't mention his name in public. They don't believe in him. And they have an agenda. They have an agenda to control the world. Because they believe in man, mortal man, not God, they believe that a man can be a God. You can be a God yourself. Of course, that is the teaching of the new age. Don't let anybody deceive you, whether the person is a celebrity, whether her name is Oprah, whether his name is Kanye or whoever he is. Don't let anybody deceive you when they are in the FM, when they are in the Illuminati. Don't let them deceive you, even though they are your brothers and they speak like you and they empathize with you, but they are in a different spiritual realm and they are worshiping the architect of the universe, who is the El Man, the man of perdition, the son of perdition, the one who will give his powers to the Antichrist to control the world that we live in. The FM people believe in the sun, the moon, and Mercury. And they believe that their God is the one who will give light to the world. And so a brother, a sister living in darkness, living in sin, he is recruited by the FM, and they falsely tell you that the FM is the light. We are the light. We will illuminate the darkness. We are illuminati. We are going to illuminate darkness. So when you are a member of the Illuminati, you are a member of the FM or the Mason that is free, or the free that is a Mason, you are falsely deceived that you are in light. But you should know that Yeshua, Jesus Christ, is the light of this world. You are a member of the organization. You are in it. You are in the Illuminati. You are in the Mason that is free, or you are in the free that is a Mason. Look at it. You are a Mason and you say you are free, or you say you are free but you are a Mason. There's a contradiction. You are lost. You are lost because the FM is based upon the mysteries of Egypt. And here, when we talk about the mysteries of ancient Egypt, we are talking about occult powers that emerged in ancient Egypt. You remember the occult powers in the palace of Pharaoh. And when your brother Moses went to the palace of Pharaoh to confront him, and when Moses did miracles, the magicians in the palace of Pharaoh were also able to do that. So when the members of the FM talk about the mysteries of ancient Egypt, they are talking about occult powers. And of course, the FM, they believe in the ancient Masonic secrets, and you know what they are talking about. And so they are bound by an oath. They have an oath, and under the penalties of death, you are told to conceal the secrets of the FM organization, the secrets of the Illuminati organization. And so that's the world that we live in. Ulysses Grant, John Marshall, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, George Washington, first President of the United States of America. They were part of the group. Pope Leo the 13th, part of the group. And so when we're talking about part of the group, it's not only professors, it's not only politicians, they are pastors, and they are also popes. And they have an agenda. The agenda is to create a new world. The apostles of the new world, Albert Pike, they have come, they have gone. The new world order, or the order that is new. And they have an agenda. Don't let anybody deceive you. And they use the Bible and they twist the Bible. And they talk about Abaddon. And Abaddon is an angel of darkness. If you read Revelation 9:11, the Masons talk about Abaddon. And they falsely teach that they have a password that you can use to enter heaven. And they are talking about Abaddon. When you hear them talking about Abaddon, read Revelation 9:11. Abaddon is the god of the abyss, the dark kingdom. And let's look at Revelation 9 verse 11 and see what we are talking about. Revelation 9 verse 11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue have his name Apollyon. Revelation 9 verse 11, where the Messiah was showing the secrets of the dark kingdom, and he was saying that the men who are in secret, they have a king, Abaddon and Apollyon, depending on whether you are talking Greek or you are talking a language. A Greek word, the Hebrew word, the French word, Apollyon. Abaddon is an angel of the bottomless pit. So why will the members of the FM talk about Abaddon? Why would they worship the sun? Yeah, because in the dark kingdom, the sun god, the one who was worshipped by the heathen nations, he is the god of the world, the sun god. So any religion worshiping the sun, you know the source of that religion. The light of the world is the Messiah. And if you are a Hebrew Israelite, the prophet Isaiah is saying that you are a light unto the Gentiles in the same way that the Messiah is a light unto the world. Unseen forces, sinister forces, they control the world. So Paul warned us in Ephesians 6 verse 12, we don't wrestle with flesh and blood, we wrestle with those forces. And those forces are wicked. Because they are wicked, they can engineer diseases. Because they are wicked, they can engineer war. And they are preparing for nuclear war. The word to the wise is enough. Thank you for watching this video. My email, raptureafrica@yahoo.com. Small letters, one word. Unseen forces, they are preparing to unleash, because they are preparing the kingdom of their father, the L man, Lucifer. The final trumpet of heaven has sounded, and Lucifer and his angels are in distress, and that's why they are doing whatever that you see going on in the world. Thank you for watching this video.